All right, so we're going to be loading up this three-wheeled forklift. This is a favor for a friend. It was fun to get everything kind of together. The batteries are all loose and whatever, so we rigged it such a way where it's not going to come off. Buddy suggested, oh, pull the batteries off. Anyway, we're pulling this up the trailer with the winch, not under its own power, purposely. This way we have control of the forklift, so it doesn't slip, doesn't tear up my bed, and it doesn't tear up my bed. We're gonna use 3/4 inch plywood. But with this being said, it's a three-wheeled lift, so normally I use these cheapy ramps. They've been through hell and back. They're like 5 years old, but I transported, I don't know, 6, 7 forklifts on these. They're very strong. So what I do is I lower the lift. All right. I put where the track would be, roughly right here. But put a center one because it's a three-wheeler. So we're going to center it with the center of the trailer, right there. Something like that. We're going to have to probably readjust it a few times. Now what I do is I'm going to put 3/4 inch plywood here. You could put it over the ramp. We're going to see. I don't think it's going to be necessary. I'd like to see the plywood over the trailer, especially if you have an aluminum trailer. It's going to destroy your deck. It's extruded aluminum, and it's just going to make a lot of waves in it, and it's going to make it look like crap. So, move this over here. A few pieces, so do something like this for now. And what we're going to do is sort of play a leapfrog with the pieces of wood. So in this case, I don't think I'm going to really need to do that, but normally on a larger lift, I have a motor there right now. A larger lift like a 3K or a 5K forklift are a lot bigger. I tried to have the weight over the rear axle, and just depending on if it has forks, no forks, if they're long forks, most of the time I actually go, excuse me, put the lift forward. The weight on this lift is pretty centralized in the center, so it's not going to really matter where necessarily I'm going to put it as much, as long as the center of gravity is going to be mostly here. So we're going to favor this side of the trailer. We're only going for a half-hour ride. It's not going to be any long highway ride. And we'll probably only do maybe 60, something crazy. Because it's like a kind of weird load with the engine. 2 engines actually. There's another engine over there, but that's strapped down. So either way, we're gonna center this over. Maybe have a little bit of overlap. Maybe I'll make this, put this on the lip of the trailer here. You know, yeah, maybe I'll do that. Lift isn't that heavy. I want a nice transition here. It's kind of weird lift. I don't know if anything's gonna catch underneath. So, anyway, do that. Same thing on this one. And once we get the lift, let's say the rear wheel, the main wheels in front of the lift, the 2 wheels here, where the forks are, we're going to put this guy right over here, over the center. So this way I have one less thing to strap down. But generally I double up on the plywood, especially where the weight is. This way I don't, one less thing to strap, and then we don't destroy the bed. So I take the winch, so where we're at. All right. I take the lift, a weird one. I think it's from like the late 60s or something. I don't think it's going to make it up this, but all right. So that's the brake right there. Okay, cool. Now I have a clearer picture on where these ramps are going to go. On larger lifts, heavy lifts, I usually have a piece of wood over here. I already have the track figured out here. Cool. So we are not going to use the lifts under its own power, but we are going to do this since this is the brake. We're going to pull this handle back. This way the brake is off. And I'm going to get my winch in. Where's my remote? I always do that. I click the wrong button every time. All right, now it's taut. Might as well disconnect the power on the trailer, on this thing before I forget. Oh, we have to lift the thing up here. All right. That's good enough. Yeah, sometimes I forget to do that, but now we're standing in a very bad spot. You always want to be away from the winch, but in this case, I don't really have much choice. Try to rig it as best I can. Hold on a sec. Oh, I already broke my rule. Actually, what I'll do is a little farther back. Right. Turn the wheel a little bit this way. Not like in life, that's weird. This bench usually takes a lot of abuse. Alright, I'm gonna let go just a little bit. Just a sec. Sometimes you can play around with it, a little bit forward more. So I want to get my wheel, the wood under this wheel here. So I am gonna have to go on a deck. Nothing's perfect. So get this handle down. No. There we go. There. I want to move this a sec. Wood needs to be first. Actually using my yard with my other forklift because I like to get stuck. Perfect for that. It folds really nice. There. A little bit of tire there. Alright. Something's not happening. Now I'm going to try using its own power just a little bit. Alright, and then that's it. Lift it up here. Job's done. Alright, and then on my bed I can tell where the weight is, if there's enough weight. We have a big block here as well, so it sits nice and flush. Otherwise it'll have, you know, like a 3/4 inch, a half inch or so gap here. This way I know my weight, my load is moved up forward enough. Every trailer has this little idiosyncrasy. So thanks for watching. See you next time.